18 months after being grounded, the wait is finally over as SAA returns to the skies this morning. The carrier's first scheduled flight from Johannesburg to Cape Town left OR Tambo International Airport just after 8 o'clock this morning. International flights to Accra, Kinshasa, Harare, Lusaka and Maputo are only scheduled to take off from next week Monday. For more on this, our reporter Heidi Giokos joins us live now from OR Tambo International Airport. Heidi, good morning. You've been out there all morning. Has the relaunch of SAA gone off without any hitches?
Yes, certainly. It's definitely gone off without any glitches. I'm going to let you listen in to some of what's happening here at OR Tambo International Airport. Staff are extremely happy, extremely excited that SAA has taken off after not flying for over 500 days. We saw lots of staff members crying and expressing such joy that they are finally able to fly again. Let's just take a second to just listen to this joy that's here at OR Tambo International Airport. An important moment for them, given the fact that it was over 4,000 staff members that worked for SAA, and now it's just under 1,000. We understand that SAA has decided to, of course, be a much leaner and smaller airline to start off with, and as demand picks up and the new strategic equity partner moves in, they might be able to be in a position to, of course, move in. But as you can see, lots of happiness, lots of jubilation. It's been a long road for them, uncertainty and just not knowing what exactly they will be going through and if the airline will ever fly again. We know the first flight took off at around 8:20 this morning to Cape Town International Airport, and we know that as of the 27th, Monday, the SAA will be flying to other African countries and then, of course, pick up capacity as there is demand. So we also got a chance to speak to some passengers. A young man, 21 years old, saved up his money. He wants to be a pilot. He says that he had to make sure that he's on that first SAA flight. Let's listen to what he had to say.
I'll tell you a bit about myself. I'm 21. I study at the University of Pretoria. I'm a pilot myself, and I'm a huge fan of South African Airways. I mean, I grew up with this airline. I've always wanted to work and fly for the airline, so I was quite heartbroken when SAA stopped flying, and yeah, I only fly SAA within South Africa, and I just thought, let me see and fly SAA when they came back, so I took the opportunity. And as soon as I saw them, I fought tooth and nail to get on this flight because they kept telling me that no, it's fully booked. And I said, SAA, I'm going to be on that flight. So I begged them and they said, yeah, no, you can come fly with us. And I'm just so privileged to be here.
I think this is a fantastic story for South African Airways, for the aviation industry in South Africa and the African continent. SAA has to succeed for our industry to survive. We are hopeful that the vision that they've embarked upon will come to fruition. We want it to become a profitable airline, that the airline should grow, create jobs, and then ensure that the aviation industry in this country thrives. Yeah.
Right. First of all, I'm a big supporter of things in your own country. So SAA is my choice of flight if I have to fly somewhere. And I'm exceptionally glad for everyone that they are flying again. And I do hope it will be to all destinations very soon.
I'm just excited. I mean, it's an airline that I've always been traveling with. So I'm just happy and excited that I'm going to be the first passenger.
Right, and you?
Yeah, SAA has always been the best airline to fly with. So we figured, let's give it a try again. Hopefully this time around everything is perfect.
Well, Heidi, I don't know about you, but those visuals that you're showing and what's happening behind you with the SAA staff, that's making my heart smile. I'm so happy that the airline is back in the air and those passengers you interviewed sharing the same sentiments. But let's not forget, this pandemic is far from over. Are there any concerns that this is maybe not the best time to restart flights?
Yes, I think think just on that point that your heart is smiling, just being in this presence is truly amazing to see, and hearing the stories from 18 months ago of what these staff members here at SAA have been through. It's been extremely tough. So this is truly a moment that they want to hold on forever. But the fact that the COVID-19 pandemic is not over is, of course, a reality that the airline needs to face. We understand that demand is not that high with regards to flights and aviation, and a lot of countries have barred South Africans, especially if you're not fully vaccinated. So it is a concern, but of course the wings are out there, and it all depends on what demand looks like. We did speak to the chief pilots here at SAA, indicating that it's been a long journey and there's still a long way to go. Speaking to the CFO yesterday as well as today as well, and the big concern is that SAA might need to get more funding, especially because they need to get more aircraft to increase their route capacity. So there is a concern, but for now they are just waiting to see how things go in terms of the flights that they are going to operate, Johannesburg to Cape Town, and those flights on the African continent. But let's listen to the chief pilots about this 18-month-long journey.
The sense of pride that we feel today is amazing. We'd like to thank South Africans for believing in us. We'd like to thank our families that have supported us during those difficult times. And we'd like to thank for all the people that have just come from different areas who come and said, we miss you guys. You've made a difference in our lives, and realizing how much we actually contributed to job creation amongst the youth and creating economical wealth in terms of the job created. So a lot of people are very happy to see us. But most of all, we are very proud to have been chosen to be amongst the first few to make this happen. And I'd like to say to you that I'm very proud to be with these ladies and gentlemen that you see here. They have worked very hard to get back to where we are, and to making sure that we are upholding the standards that South African Airways is known for, and that is being safety first and representing Ubuntu in the skies and flying the South African flag high.
Well, Heidi, SAA going back into operation is just one step in the relaunch of this new SAA. Where are things in terms of the finalization of that partnership deal with SAA's equity partner Takatso, the consortium?
Yes, so we do know that Takatso has indicated they are not yet ready, or they have not finalized the strategic equity partner agreement. We do know that once that is concluded, it will be Takatso that has 51% shareholding in SAA, and government will have the remaining. So we're not exactly sure where that process is at the moment, but it's not yet finalized. And there have been many questions as to how SAA was able to take off when it did take off, because we were all under the impression that it was going to happen together with the consortium and the strategic equity partner. But it seems as though SAA needed to get back into the market. It needs to find a way to get hold of that market share, especially for domestic routes, as there is some kind of competition with the other airlines such as FlySafair, Lift, Comair, and unfortunately Mango is in business rescue at the moment, so they are not flying. But you know, SAA probably saw the opportunity to take up some of that market share and take up those routes, especially on the African continent that SAA is known for. So we're not sure when that consortium will be concluded. We know it's in its final stages, and it will pump in about 3 billion rand to the new SAA, what they call version 2 of SAA. So as soon as that is concluded, I'm sure we'll get the finer details and see how it's able to take SAA forward, and if they are able to buy more aircraft to increase their routes and their capacity.
All right, Heidi, well, thank you so much for bringing us those beautiful visuals from OR Tambo International Airport. You can go and join the singing now, now that you're done here. It looks like a very festive atmosphere. Our reporter, Heidi Giokos, at OR Tambo International Airport for the relaunch of what she's described as SAA 2.0.